Jerry Holeman was interviewed by the Murder Sheets podcast on December 21st, 2023. He said that they had called Richard Allen back to the state police post where he was at to come pick up his car because the state police had seized his car and done all kinds of testing to find any type of evidence that would connect Richard Allen to the crime. Now, Jerry said he was coming back to get his car. When I went out to the lobby to get him, he handed his coat and emptied his pockets and gave his wife all of his belongings, which unless you think you're going to jail, you usually don't do that. So he stated in his experience as working as an Indiana state trooper, when they would call people in and they knew they were going to go to jail, they would show up just like Richard Allen did in sweatpants. He says, absolutely, and they would cooperate and they would show up just like that. Sweatpants, t-shirt, no articles, because they know, I think the average person knows, that you don't want to bring things to jail with you because they're probably going to get lost or thrown away, and you can't bring your own things to jail. You have to get the items you need while you're in jail. So that was a little weird to me when he did that. Just talking to him early on, he seemed to be coherent. He seemed to be a little bit agitated, but not at first, you know? Now, what Jerry Holeman is trying to do, but he's failing miserably at, is he's trying to imply that Richard Allen was guilty, that he knew he was guilty, that he knew they had something on him, that he knew he was going to get arrested. And that's why he came in sweatpants and then emptied his pockets to his wife before he went into the interrogation room with Jerry. That's the implication. That's what he's trying to infer, that Richard Allen's actions by doing these things, wearing sweatpants and having emptied his pockets, means he's guilty. But is that what Richard Allen really did? I'm going to show the video here in a minute. And you're going to see that yet again, Jerry Holeman lied. He's lying to the interviewers. He's lying to the audience. And he doesn't care. He doesn't give two shits. He just wants to make sure that he plants a seed in your mind that Richard Allen he's guilty of something. He's going to find out what it is. Jerry Holeman is a dishonest officer. So you're trying to implicate that Richard Allen knew he was going to be arrested, or that he was feeling guilty and knew that y'all knew something about him because he's in sweatpants. That's what you're inferring here. Now, these are the clothes that you left him. So you're making it look like a man who was left with no other clothing to wear chose to wear that because you're inferring that he knows he's going to be arrested. Now, what about him emptying his pockets? Anybody that's watched the interview knows that that's not true, because he even had a pocket knife fall out of his pocket. Well, he's sitting there talking to his wife, and I know you've had to watch these interviews because it looks like they've been edited. So I know you've had to watch them over and over. You know that his pockets are not empty. And why you would even say that is ridiculous. And it just shows that you really don't care. You really don't care what you say and who you say it to. This just shows me that you just lie. You lie all the time. You don't care about lying. You do it all the time. You're used to it. You probably don't even catch yourself lying. And that's funny because everybody else does. You know, kind of like the drunk at the party that they don't realize they're drunk. But everybody around them knows they're 3 shits to the wind. So, you're that guy, Jerry. You're that guy. You're a lying asshole. And you're devious. I'll just call it what it is. You are straight up deceitful. You're devious. You do nefarious things. And you don't care. And you don't care when you're caught. And we know you lied when you were talking to Richard Allen. You lied over at least 110 times in that interview. And Richard Allen kept telling you the same thing over and over, no matter how many times you asked him. And I know a lot of people will say, well, in the interview to Richard Allen, yes, police can lie. Police can lie to suspects. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you went on the Murder Sheets podcast with a large audience and you stated these things as truth to those people when it's all lies. Why did you do it, Jerry? Why did you do it? You get all upset in the interview. Richard Allen tries to de-escalate the situation that you have escalated because you don't know what the fuck you're doing when you're interrogating him or interviewing him, whatever you want to call it, bullshitting him. And you want people to think these things about him. You want people to think that what you said is true. Why is that? Why do you want people to think that he emptied his pockets when he came in to see you? Why do you want people to think that he purposely chose to wear sweatpants when he came in to talk to you? Now, you're supposed to be one of the lead investigators. You took all of his clothes. That's all he had to wear. You didn't check his pockets because he had a pocket knife in his pocket, which is really stupid for an officer to do when you go into an interview room with someone. You usually pat them down, right? In case they have a pocket knife or a gun or something on them. Next, I'm going to play the interview where you just straight up, it proves that you straight up lied about what you said about Richard Allen when you went on the Murder Sheets podcast. Now, that's probably why the Indiana State Police shut your ass up pretty quick. Because you keep saying things that are not true. And it's like you just want to dig in just a little bit more. Just dig the knife in a little bit more, Jerry. But I tell you what, you are found out. You are caught. Everyone knows that you cannot be trusted to tell the truth on the witness stand. You cannot be trusted to tell the truth when you're interviewed. You just can't be trusted. You're untrustworthy. You're not credible. You lie. And you twist and distort things to fit a specific narrative that you're trying to pass around. Here's the video.
I love you, baby.
Well, what the fuck do we have
I don't know
here?
what they're trying to
Something
do,
fell out
but-
of his empty pockets. Did you catch that? What fell out of his pocket? Pocket knife? And he still has
I love
something
you,
else in
baby.
his pocket too. It looks like a cell phone. So he didn't come
I
in
don't
there
know
with
what
empty
they're trying to
pockets.
do, but I know
But
that.
Jerry said he thinks it's weird that he emptied his pockets before he came in there. I think you're fucking weird, Jerry,
I just
for saying that. Stupid shit. So because Jerry is so willing to blatantly lie to everyone, you can't trust anything he puts in his reports. You can't trust anything he says in an interview. You can't trust anything he says at trial. Because he's full of shit. Sorry.
Jerry's the con in CrimeCon. The votes are all cast. Jerry's the prick with the crown. His fuckery unsurpassed. CrimeCon's pick for Officer of the Year. I guess they think he's worthy for spreading misery far and near. This song is a tribute to Jerry. For all the evidence tampering and witness tampering and falsifying reports. For each time that you eagerly perjured yourself in court. Liar, 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 lying out of your lying, liar hole. Jerry's the con in CrimeCon. The votes are all cast. Jerry's the prick with the crown. His fuckery unsurpassed. CrimeCon's pick for Officer of the Year. I guess they think he's worthy for spreading misery far and near. This song is a tribute to Jerry. For all the evidence tampering and witness tampering and falsifying reports. For each time that you eagerly perjured yourself in court.